Hello. So, the letter A. The letter A, the best way to understand the letter A would be seeing maybe a figure in Egypt on the wall that has a head that is not human. Or maybe the Sphinx. The Sphinx is using the letter A when the Sphinx is caring about a person. Let's say that the Sphinx is crying because the owner has died. During that act, the Sphinx would have a human head. While a godlike action is to cry. It is godlike to have tears. Tears connect us through light and sound and mind. So, because of being a person that has wept for other people and other life forms, I have been connected to their minds more. So, I do it every day for fun. I like to cry by having thoughts that are overwhelmingly beautiful, that appreciate being alive. I bring myself to tears at least once a day, probably. It's not out of depression, and it's not something that is bad. It just helps. And so the letter A means caring and empathy. So the very first occurrence of this, when you see the letter A appear, it would mean caring. And it's going to care about the letters that are surrounding it. And so to use the Ankh, basically a name would be like, let's say that this right here would be someone's name. So an Ankh, this one end would go inside the Ankh, the ring of the Ankh, and the Ankh would be moved along this, and it is going to carry a letter every time it has appeared a second time. So when a letter first appears, it is going to be a verb, and then when it appears a second time, it will appear in past tense. So this means that the letter A, since it's a vowel, you'll be doing this with the letter A the most. And you will see that the letter A is carried to where it is found the second time. And then so the letters that surrounded it in the past will be found again and then cared in past tense about those new letters. So the definition that is found in the name is like a command. And I suggest that you obey it as long as you know how to counter what is negative. And the best example I can give would be the Day of the Dead and what it is to actually wake up to that. It would be meeting fairies or discovering fairies. And they might be doing something like sending thoughts to your head or synchronizing timing that would ask you to kill yourself so that they can eat your feces. So a way to do this would be, yes, but. Try to always obey using yes, but. Yes, but 3 times. Actually, yes, but twice, and then know about this 3 times has been what I've been typically using. So, yes, but I have, and then you come up. So, yes, but I haven't died. I'm going to do it at 137. I'm going to do it from changing my diet. I'm going to help you out now by pooing outside. You're going to need that. And then, you know what I mean? So that is the best way to counter anything negative. And that is how I have obeyed them, the subconscious minds of other people, on the other side of pictures and radio and everything else. They have never asked me to do anything messed up so far. So far, it has been what I've used to find out how Stonehenge was done, how Egypt was done, and the truth. But we're not so interested about recent truth, because of what did it was not human, and the people deserve forgiveness where they were merely human hosts and unaware that they were sending for bacteria. But once they have woken up to this, that changes things. It would make their action even more bad. So let's say someone was a rapist. If a rapist woke up to how it was the garbage and stuff like that, always located in those spots where the person had the idea to do this, those patterns would definitely be found. But continuing to be that way would be sick. And that would be known as a strawberry. Or a strawberry. Okay, actually, that's not really true, because of if you use your memory and try to map it out, draw it out, all the spots where you had a bad thought, a thought that you were not proud of, you will find the pattern clearly there. A refrigerator, cat litter box, trash, bacteria, something like that was always found east of this location. This is because we are heavier than germs. Mass is bending time. This means that gravity is bending time constantly, which means that our actions are participating in creating the past. Always. And so, when I remembered everything, there was one location where the kids were outside. We built this fort. We built a fort. And we were inside the fort, and I was being given a dare. And so was my best friend, Holly. And Holly would not... stop herself. Holly would know what it was like to be a free person more than other people. Holly would know what it's like to be a woman that had the right to be like a man. Holly would know how to shoot a gun. Holly would know how to fix something, maybe. Holly would know how to be just like all the other women with a dress. Holly would know all these things. And since we lived once, and I am located in the City of Angels, when you try to understand Los Angeles, it's kind of like Lost Angeles, because I have yet to be discovered. And from the measuring that I have done, I'm able to prove this actually with demonstrations for the rest of my life, that they mistaken me as Angel Gabriel in the past. And it's kind of funny, being the Gaelic closet king or whatever they come up with to joke around. I've never had any reason not to obey someone. I'm an American. We've been used to obeying everyone. If somebody, if somebody told you to do something in America, there was always a reason for it. So, that's always been true. And so, being questioned, like, would you obey this person here in this country, makes absolutely no sense at all. In fact, it would probably just cause problems. Anyways, I'm looking forward to having my right as an American citizen respected, which is freedom of expression, and sharing this, which I've created called the Language of Adam, so that you can share in the most beautiful experience in the world. That would be waking up to your ugliest moments and loving yourself anyways. So, I have been having visits from people like Mel Gibson, and in my sleep, and he has asked me to contact him or connect with him, but I wouldn't want to do it using a phone or a computer, because you can't assume that it's ever me. There's always going to be potentially somebody else trying to take advantage of me or him, pretending to be us or whatever. And rest assured, I'm not going to be asking for help through any religion or any other person. I am just going to be working really hard, and I'm going to expect to have my freedom of expression respected, and he's going to be able to read my message. Thank you.